Hi there everyone, my name is Ollie. I'm a final year medical student at the University of Warwick in the UK. So recently you may have seen I put up a video talking about my first experiences with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6 Lite and seeing if the S6 Lite could be used as a reasonable note-taking tablet while you're at school. I've got the device here in a little cheap folio case. I still use it every single day. I am in love with this device, but so many of you wanted to know about this, the S Pen and the note-taking experience on the Tab S6 Lite. So for those of you who want to get it for school, for college, is this going to be a suitable alternative to the iPad? Can the S Pen and the tablet let you do everything that you want to do? However, before we start, just for the sake of honesty, I need to keep it real with you guys, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I use this day to day to make notes at medical school, because I don't. As you get through medical school in the UK, I think you actually rely on notes less and less and less, and you rely on question banks more and more and more, and just churning practice and actually practicing on the wards seeing patients. Long form notes I used to make at the beginning of medical school, I no longer make as I'm approaching graduation and becoming a doctor. So for the context of today's video, I'm more imagining how I would have behaved in the first couple of years of med school had I received this tablet then. So with that well and truly out the way, let's jump in. Just a very quick reminder to check out my full review of the tablet if you haven't already. There's a link to that in the description, but generally speaking, the Tab S6 Lite is Samsung's new budget entry tablet with a resolution of 1200 by 2000, a premium feeling metal chassis like we'd see on the full Tab S6, and most importantly Samsung's new S Pen, which magnetically snaps onto the side of the tablet when not in use. It comes right in the box and doesn't need to be charged, meaning that although it's missing some of the rather strange wireless gesture features we'd see on the Tab S6, it can never let you down in a pinch. And by the way, before you do literally anything else, I recommend activating the handwriting recognition keyboard feature in your keyboard settings, which turns your writing into text, which will work for any app you like. I absolutely love this and use it all the time. So a good place to start would be Samsung's own note-taking apps and features. Firstly, there is of course Notes, which you can summon via the Air Command tray at any time, either by clicking the hovering icon or holding the S Pen's single button close to the surface of the screen. So let's try writing some notes. Through Create Note, you'll get a floating window, almost like a post-it note for simple tasks or lists. The second tool you might find useful is Screen Write, which immediately takes a screenshot of whatever you're doing and lets you take notes directly on that picture. Finally, and perhaps my favourite of these, is Smart Select, which uses AI to extract text from any image and copy it to your clipboard for pasting into Notes or another app. These tools might be useful for extracting text from websites or highlighting passages from book chapters, for example. It's also worth noting that you can do this over playing content like a Zoom meeting or a video if you're trying to revise in the pop-up view, and even adapt the transparency of the window to suit, so you can make notes without missing anything. Then you should try out Samsung Notes, their fully featured note-taking app. This gives you a nice traditional notepad layout which you can use either with a keyboard or your pen. So let's just write a little test sentence here, as you might do in school, so you can see how well the pen works. Just to demonstrate how good the writing experience is on the Tab S6 Lite, I'm going to open up Bamboo Paper, an app from Wacom. Now Wacom you might recognise as the leading digitizer manufacturer for graphic design tablets, and the S6 Lite comes with not only Wacom's tech on board, but a laminated display, meaning that there is no gap present between the glass and the screen. What does this mean for you? It means there is no gap between where you place the nib of the S Pen and where it begins to write. Now let's move on to some other apps that you might like. My personal favourite is Handwrite Pro, which is specifically designed to process your handwriting. Here I'll show you a few samples using the standard pen, which gives you a consistent uniform line, the pressure sensitive pen, which reacts to how hard you press the stylus, and finally the handwriting calligraphy pen, more similar to what you'd see in an iOS app like Notability. I also really like the range of backgrounds available here, not just that classic ruled notebook page which you can adjust to your liking, but also graph paper with an option to snap any lines to the grid markings. It's also super easy to import pictures from your tablet into the notebook and annotate them as part of your notes, or import saved PDFs such as textbooks and highlight the relevant sections when you're doing your reading. Of course you may wish, particularly if you're studying something a bit more arty, to use an actual drawing app and import the results into your work. By far my favourite solution is Artflow Studio because of its really minimalist interface which doesn't interfere with what I'm doing, And a one-time upgrade to unlock all of its features at once for only a few pounds I think is really good value. There's a huge selection of brushes which are all enormously customizable, and you can really create whatever you want. Even as a complete beginner, I've been able to create some drawings that I'm really pretty pleased with, and these have actually landed me some collaborative projects with surgeons, so there really is hope for everyone. Now just some final thoughts on the S Pen. I love the round form factor, and to me it does feel slightly more comfortable than the carpenter style pencil of the fully fledged S6. I do sometimes still find myself accidentally clicking the button, but overall for the money I still think it's a fantastic deal. Some people really wanted to know if the nib frays over time. It is a bit of a softer nib than other digital styluses, but this certainly hasn't happened to me yet, even with heavy use. Apparently the official replacement tips for the S6 pen will work within the S6 Lite pen, and there are plenty of OEM sellers on eBay that sell tips for the Lite pen for no more than a few pounds. So really, I wouldn't be worried about this. So there we go guys, those are my thoughts on the note-taking experience on the Galaxy Tab S6 Lite. And remember that notes don't need to be a part of your learning process. There might be a small part, there might be a big part. You might just want flashcards. Really, you've got to do what works for you and don't fall into the trap of doing what everyone else is doing. You've got to make sure that you're studying the way you want to be studying. But what I can say to you based on my experiences with this is if you want to be able to take digital notes and use all these features on offer, things like text extraction, text recognition, or indeed the fantastic drawing experience, which is what I will be using it for going forward, I really can recommend this device for you. If there are any more videos using the tablet that you'd like to see, maybe talking about alternative styluses that you can buy, or more apps that you can use when studying, or tutorials in getting started in digital drawing, I'd be delighted and really excited to do some more of those for you, so please do let me know. As always guys, please remember to like, comment and subscribe. It really helps me out, helps keep the content free, which is what I really want for you guys, and otherwise I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching guys. There are 3 ways you can support the channel. The first one is to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend, just enjoy it generally. Second, you can buy me a coffee if you found it useful using my Ko-Fi link, which will help keep me awake during the editing process. And then thirdly, you can use my referral link to save 10% off your first year of Complete Anatomy 2020, my favourite 3D anatomy learning tool. Take care guys, and I'll see you next time.